see it was brilliant. I think they had like a parade here with all the rangers and the military.
Here we have a summary of our trip, February 2016, finally making it back into Kahuzi-Biega National Park. It was very encouraging to be back and to see the incredible progress of Kahuzi-Biega National Park. The park was organized, rangers were incredibly active, really also cleaned up in terms of the visitor center. I hadn't seen anything like that in years. I mean, that park during the war years was just, you know, the park headquarters decimated, and it was really a very positive experience to see how much infrastructure has been developed, and really how positive everyone was feeling about things. Really quite wonderful.
I think we cannot pass.
I'm joined by my colleague Dominic Bakaba, who you will see on and off throughout this video, presently sitting in the front seat in the middle. And Dominic runs Strong Roots, and Strong Roots is a Congolese NGO. And we are directly, we meaning Canadian Ape Alliance, we are directly partnered with Strong Roots. So Dominic is the person that is overseeing the implementation of the projects, the many things going on within there. And that's the way it should be. Here we are, off to see the gorillas. It's been a while. As you can see, look at the density of this forest. You never know where exactly they're going to be, and the terrain is fairly varied in Kahuzi-Biega. The surprise this time was just how incredibly thick the terrain was that we were entering. Really quite a tangle. And quite amazing to see. If I hadn't had the experience of seeing gorillas so many other times, I would have thought maybe we don't have a good chance. But as we can see, Robert right here is showing us that here's where they've nested, and here are some of the things that they've been eating. And so obviously, we're on the right track. But again, I did wonder, with that much thickness and density, if we're going to be able to see anything at all.
Around Silverback. And each individually build a small nest, but this is the gorilla nest here. So all nest is together.
Each one, yeah. And you can see by the size of them how clearly the indentations are where they lie. I wouldn't want to get lost in here. I'm always very happy to have the guides with us. I personally wouldn't know how to get out of there at all. Following proper protocol, we're now wearing masks, as anyone who's visiting gorillas absolutely should. We never know what kind of microbes, what kind of viruses that we might be carrying in. There they are. Take a look. There we have Chimanuka coming down from up high. And Chimanuka is the silverback who has been leading this group for quite a few years now. And I'm trying to remember the group size. I think it's around 25, 26, 27, something like that. I think it was a little higher for a while, but it's come down. Come down because others break off and move on. That wouldn't be from poaching. Have a look. There we have some females, and they're young. It's always so wonderful to see this. The eastern lowland gorilla, the Grauer gorilla, what we're looking at right now is the absolute biggest of all the gorilla subspecies. And if you look at Chimanuka's head, that's very distinct, that kind of head shape to the eastern lowland gorilla. They're really quite unique, very impressive. As some people may know, recent reports have shown that the eastern lowland gorilla numbers have really fallen in a substantial and shocking way. And that's truly disturbing. In the area that you're seeing now, this is the highlands of the Kahuzi-Biega National Park, UN World Heritage Site. Those numbers and the gorillas you're looking at have actually risen. And what that does tell us is that the interventions and the small NGOs and bigger NGOs that are working in the area, it's actually effective. The huge limitation is conservation projects tend to be regional and targeted and don't include massive areas. And there's a whole lot of range of the eastern lowland that is not under as much involvement from NGOs, Congolese or foreign. As many times as I have done this, and there have been many times, it never ceases to give me an incredible sense of awe to be in these forests and to see gorillas in their natural state in this way. I found the trip incredibly encouraging, much more than previous trips. I left DRC feeling very positive about a lot of things. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I am saying there really is a lot of good people doing good stuff within the area. And the improvements in the park was really encouraging.